So I've recently discovered, given the weather and the time of year that we're in, I feel like I have this experience where my emotions are moving around all over the place. The sun is bright and shiny and it's warm, and I have this feeling of all is good and right and great in the world. And then 2 days later, it's snowing and it's cold, and I feel like I'm back in the middle of November, and often I just feel tired and a little bit sad. And I don't know if you feel that way, but that is certainly very much something that is part and parcel of my life right now. And it makes me think about one of the fundamental principles that happens within faith, and that's really who does the work, right? There's a presumption sometimes that when it comes to issues of faith that we're the ones who do it. We work out our faith with fear and trembling, all of that kind of stuff. And at the same time, one of the fundamental cores of the gospel is while we are very involved in our faith, that the work, the actual work, is something that Jesus does on our behalf. I mean, hear these words from the book of 1 Corinthians. This is from chapter 3, starting in verse 6. And it's Paul who's writing this. And he says, I planted the seed, Apollos watered it, but God has been making it grow. So neither the one who plants nor the one who waters is anything, but only God who makes things grow. And I've been thinking about that a lot during this season because of part of what it means, right? We're at one of those times and seasons when we're shifting from one season into another, when we can see summer and there's this time of connection, and May is often filled with open houses and longing and excitement and new chapters and new horizons. And it can also be times when we look back at things from this last year or season and we can feel sad, or we can feel lonely or mournful of things that have come and gone, relationships that have shifted, or dynamics at work or school that are no longer the same on what they are. It's easy, in my opinion, during this time of year to either feel burned out and just exhausted for the rhythm we put ourselves in, or to feel stuck and feel like I've been trying to do these things and it's just not going anywhere. We know things will shift in the summer, and yet we still find ourselves often at this in-between place when this time of year, when we're not quite in the new thing and we're not out of the old thing either. And so what I want to say and remind us all of as we function as the church beyond the building is that your emotions in this moment are not your emotions that will exist forever. That the good times that feel rich and good and true and meaningful and great, that those will shift and change, and that will be okay. But that also means that the times when you feel down or depressed or hurt or lonely or struggling, that those will go away too. And not to minimize either of those, but it's a reminder for us to know that what we feel now is not what we will feel in 2 weeks. And that we need to be people of faith who can engage and know that it is God who is doing work within us and produces fruit within us, right? You can't will yourself to be more loving. You can't will yourself to be more patient. We can just till the soil of our lives and watch God produce those things within us. And if you've ever watched fruit grow or anything grow, you know that it takes time. And sometimes it goes fast. And sometimes it seems to take forever and never changes. So friends, if you are in that moment where your emotions are swinging, where your thoughts and feelings flip-flop, or where you're feeling either very excited or if it's feeling just heavy and hard, know that there will be a new day where there will be new hope and new mercies tomorrow. Grace and peace, friends. Have a good week.